is, right? But you don't know where to turn for help. Maybe it's because you're not part of a religious group, and most addiction recovery groups that exist with this tend to be in a religious setting, and you don't want to do it there because maybe you are not religious, or maybe you are highly religious, but perhaps you just haven't found uh, the solutions that you need through prayer only, right? And so I actually help men from all walks of life, men who are deeply spiritual with or without religion, men who are highly agnostic, and anything and everything in between, because I come from a neuroscience perspective. And aside from all that, uh, let's back up a little bit, right? So this is not talked about nearly enough in the way it needs to be. The men who are suffering from this are silently experiencing immense amounts of shame, low self-worth, inadequacy, and just don't know where to turn, and keep relapsing and failing and relapsing and failing, even though you've made a promise to yourself over and over that you're going to put this behind you. Maybe you understand a little bit about the neurobiology and you just want to perform and excel and be highly motivated, highly focused, advanced in your career, or perform really amazingly with a real life sexual partner. Maybe that's your wife or a girlfriend or a partner of some sort, right? And you know that pornography or any sex addiction massively holds you back from all and any of this. Or maybe it doesn't align with your faith, and you're looking for strategies that go beyond what your church might be offering. And so if any of this piques your interest whatsoever, I've put together a free webinar for you. It goes over the 5 shifts required to overcome pornography addiction. And it's really anything under the umbrella of sex addiction, but you'll hear me say pornography addiction, but it's all of it. And so if you're curious in what that is, go ahead and register right now, click the button, and you are going to get access to watch it. If you want to put this behind you and you are looking for something that just makes sense, go ahead and get those massive self-awarenesses that are required to overcome this. And then come the strategies. First comes the self-awareness, then comes the strategy. And so go ahead and register right now for my free webinar, Discover the 5 Shifts on How to Overcome Pornography Addiction. Every single one is something that you're going to need, and it will all make sense. So go ahead, click the button. Oh, and if you're curious who I am, Jessica Jordan here in Northern California. Those are redwood trees behind me. And I myself have overcome sex addiction. For me, it was not pornography, but I was with a man for 3 years who was severely addicted to pornography, alcohol, all sorts of things. And I actually had brain damage that induced a state of hypersexuality disorder, which is super common. People who have any form of trauma, if someone has unresolved trauma from their past, they have a significantly high chance of falling into an addiction, and sex addiction is really high up there on the list. And so that happened to me. It was called hypersexuality disorder, is a condition that my brain created as a result of getting brain damage and trauma. Most people don't get it that way, but it does not matter which way a person falls into this addiction. The healing modalities and techniques that are all backed by science are the same. The same thing needs to happen, no matter how a person has acquired it, no matter how long a person has had it for, and no matter what type of sex addiction it is. And so I myself have recovered from sex addiction and really intense PTSD. I want to let you know, recover and then begin to excel and function far beyond than what you've ever experienced in your entire life. But you first have to put this behind you. And so let's go ahead, and you and I together, let's go and discover the 5 shifts that I've presented for you, the 5 shifts required in overcoming this. All right, go ahead and register. It's the only way you're going to learn this and figure it out. I will see you on the inside.